And the U.S. officer Scott just called in from Arizona, and he might be a terrorist. He might have a bomb in his pants. Do I have any proof? No, but he does. He does. Just, I need somebody to get over there and grope him right now. That's how insane this is. But it's not insane. It's a takeover. Think of how the globalists are laughing at you right now. What do we do to make sure we break their will? Oh, there we go. Hold on. He's even having a crotch. Pistoli actually put a report out saying the crotch is their main focus now. I'm not joking this up. I'm not joking this up. I'm inventing some new things. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and talk to Scott in Arizona. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I actually am taking punishment to the skull now that I'm off of the cell phone speakerphone. So I'm taking it directly to the brain now. So I'm serving my due.
Good.
Yes. So hey, actually, what I wanted to bring up, because I did call during the Joel Wallach segment, and I want to throw something out there that I would like to have you maybe even bring up to him amongst all the tyranny, that we have going on, that we might
Come
find...
on, some fat guy with a mustache sweating with dirty gloves, sticking his hands down your wife's pants isn't tyranny.
It's love.
Exactly.
We're all about love.
Yes. You don't have to go to a re-education camp, do you now? What's wrong with the Army having some re-education camps?
Hey, so Alex, what I want to find out is if you could bring up to Joel maybe next time. I think this would be something that a lot of listeners would be interested in knowing, as would I. Because of
we want to know what's in your pants because you might be a terrorist? Stay there. I'm going to come back to you. I apologize. I want to give you a fair shake here. We're all interested right now. America on the precipice. Millions of crotches have not been searched by perverts in blue uniforms. But don't worry. The feds are to the rescue. Shannon Napolitano is going to be on every street corner with the rapers.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run.
Okay, we're back live. You want tyranny? Well, you're going to get it. I want liberty, so perhaps I'm going to get it. We have a great country. We don't have to give in to evil. We don't have to give in to corruption. We can turn things around. We've got to learn to recognize good from evil, propaganda from truth. It's that simple. All right, Scott, I'm going to shut up. Go ahead and make your point.
Right. Hey, Alex, two things quick. Number one is I would love to hear Joel Wallach talk about his suggestions for food storage in the long term, since most of what you're going to find out there is just riddled with gluten, outside of the obvious, which is buy bags of rice and things like that. And so that's something I'd like to hear him talk about, if maybe you can bring up as maybe some creative ideas for long-term food storage. The other thing is, I'm wondering, I've listened to this guy off and on for quite some time, and I wondered if you've ever looked into, or anybody's ever made a suggestion having him on, because we're always looking for solutions, and that is, are you familiar with, he's got a radio, not like a regular radio show, but they do like a conference call thing on a station called Talk Shoe, called AIB Radio. His name's Rod Class. Have you ever heard of him?
Never heard of it, but send me some info. God bless, my friend. I'm going to get into more of the news here in a moment, but let's continue with your calls. Wayne in Colorado, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi. Hello, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
Kudos from Colorado. Hey, I was just wanting to pass on some news I saw this morning on an alternative news channel called RT News. I don't know if you've heard of it. But anyhow, on the little news bar going across the bottom of the screen, it said NATO wants to put up a missile shield due to Chicago protesters. Have you heard of that one?
I'm sorry, sir. They happened to pop in my ear right when you were asking your question. Go ahead and ask that again.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was watching this RT News channel. It's an alternative news program on TV. And on the bottom of the screen, this going across the bottom, it said NATO wants missile shield due to Chicago protesters. Have you heard of that?
No, but I know that everywhere NATO or the G20 or the globalists go, they demand a police state be erected. And at the Olympics and other places, they put up missile shields for al-Qaeda's Air Force, the same al-Qaeda that they're openly funding in Libya, Syria, and to attack the Iranians. I mean, it's ridiculous. They staged the terror. I mean, NATO is on record shipping opium all over the world. It's the mafia. The real mafia runs the military. The real organized crime issues the money. It's the Federal Reserve. And so I was not aware of that, but I could search that. Guys, search NATO wants missile shield over Chicago, and we'll probably find that report. Anything else, sir?
Picking it up.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said again.
Oh, I said they have a website, rtnews.com. Maybe you can find it there. I don't know.
No, I know what it is. Yes, I'm fully aware of RT. I will look that up right now. Anything else, sir?
No, just I love fluoride. Keep on keeping on, and God bless Americans.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, there's a big medical study out today dealing with fluoride hardening of the arteries. Yeah, no kidding. Fries the bones, fries the joints. Hey, but who cares? The government loves you. They put it in there to make your teeth healthy. Let's go to Daryl in Georgia. Daryl, you're on the air.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Hello from my wife and kids. We appreciate what you're going to attack the Build-A-Bear group. You know, this is a worldwide organization. My only issue is the elites of America. Why are they not in jail? Like Rick Perry, Bill Clinton, Tim Geithner, Ben Bernanke, the commissioner of the federal, the IRS. It's sickening that these people commit the most worst crimes, but then we're the one thrown in these jails. And that right there just really angers me. But, you know, we have to channel that energy into a positive way and fight them the correct way, because they want us to get wild and get violent so they can have an excuse to, you know, enforce their rulings among us.
Well, I agree with you, but it's because they're criminals, but they got control of government. That's what tyranny is. Criminals running government, that they're unaccountable. I mean, look at Corzine stealing billions, not getting in trouble. Look at Obama with Fast and Furious and billions to his buddies in contracts for alternative energy where they never even opened offices up. I mean, it's concentrated corruption, and they are devaluing the dollar. They are paying to ship our jobs overseas so that China is dependent on them. It's not about building China up or even building up the U.S. It's about making us all dependent. They want every country dependent, and then only the globalists can control things because they control all the countries by playing them off against each other. God bless you. I appreciate your call. Okay, let's talk to Alan in New Hampshire. You're on the air. Go ahead.
How are you this afternoon? Calling from FEMA Region 1. I'm a former Marine, former New Hampshire State Correctional Officer, and I have a list of things that I would like to touch on. I'd like to get to most of them. First of all, the sexualization of children in the schools. I have an 11-year-old sister attending grade school, and they had a quote-unquote puberty class. And during this class, the instructor told the children to go into the bathroom and wash their hands and explore themselves.
Yeah, they need to get in major trouble for that. I've seen the handbooks that they give even 6-, 7-year-olds. Well, the Clintons did that. They wanted masturbation training. In fact, remember whenever the Surgeon General came out and told kids to do that? And I mean, imagine how that enters your mind to want to be a kindergarten teacher and want to sexualize children. Again, they're a bunch of pervs. Normal people don't want power, so we never get into power. Scum crave it, so they run everything. And that's why my children don't go to public school. They don't go to private school, except for occasional academies where they go to take tests and compete. Because most children sit there and watch television all day. Their innocence is destroyed. And there's so many predators that are involved working in and around children. But you're saying, where is this that you're located where they're telling children to go in the bathrooms and masturbate, basically?
It would be in Conway, New Hampshire, up here in the Northeast. The instructor had a Facebook page, and she was all talking about she put a post up talking about how she's going to go teach the puberty class, and then she literally put tee-hee-hee, giggling like a young girl who has no idea.
What a total and complete perv. And, you know, that's why we've got so many of these teachers having sex with their students, male and female, and it just totally destroys innocence. It just absolutely devastates innocence. What is the Facebook? Can you send us her Facebook?
I can try.
But I mean, this is going on everywhere. You can just type into a search engine, schools teaching masturbation. This has been a big, 15-year situation. And what's amazing, though, is growing up in Texas, I mean, you can drive 2 hours, especially back then, without ever seeing a gas station. And women would just have to hold it, but sometimes they'd even go behind a bush. But, we'd pull over, go behind a bush. Now the police will see you doing that, will pull over. This is in the news all the time. We'll say, show me what you were doing. They'll go over, get you to admit that that's your urine, behind the bushes, and arrest you for indecent exposure, even though no one was around. Because they need to fill those giant prisons. That's our main economy now. We have double what China has. And so that's how they operate. But then you see cops doing it out in the middle of nowhere. What are you supposed to do? So you're going to go to jail for. But if you want to teach, in fact, I can't even say what they teach children by the 8th grade in public schools nationwide. They teach them things I didn't know about until I was in college. And quite frankly, don't have trouble believing, but I'm told it's widespread. Again, it's like I said the other day, I enjoy eating a breakfast taco in the morning with queso, or not with queso, that was in the old days, with hot sauce. I never get sick of eating a breakfast taco. Do it a couple times a week. And I dovetailed that with the 7 roasted babies being flown in for black magic people to eat. That was in several big newspapers. For them, that's really fancy, getting a roasted baby out wrapped in gold leaf and slicing off delicious pieces, thinking you get power from it. See, we're not normal to them. We're bad because we don't want to corrupt children. Their religion is about corrupting children and doing something naughty. They think because we're not into too degenerate things that we're just not cool. No, we like innocence. We like happiness. We also like bashing pieces of Phil's heads in, but it's not that's a normal response to it. The point is well, I'm starting to rant, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead and make your points.
That's okay. The other point, I've been waking people up daily. Every time I go out in public, I wind up in a deep conversation waking people up. Actually, I was at the supermarket the other day, and I picked up some hamburger, and I actually asked the butcher, I said, how can I tell which one has pink slime in it? And he turned to me and kind of whispered. He said it all has pink slime in it except for the 80% stuff, because that's the stuff that we grind right here. And I started talking to some people around me, and next thing you know, people in the aisles are putting the hamburger back up on the shelf.
Oh, my God. Let me stop you again. This caller is so awesome. He's calling in with real issues after real issues. And look, they admit most hamburger meat has reconstituted, filled with cancer-causing deadly chemicals. It's admitted. It's this garbage. And you've got to buy exactly 80 to 90%. A lot of places, you can see them feeding it in right there. And people say, well, don't complain, you can't do anything. As people become aware of the slime, all these companies are having to come out and say, we don't have slime, and proving it, we'll eradicate the slime. 3 years ago, it started to come out, they have fake filet mignon cutlets in a process that are really just blood, rotten type blood that spills out of the cow's neck.